Hey, what's up? My name is Andre Jordanson, or the guy. Uh, I've put some dance videos up on YouTube, which didn't fucking really garner a whole lot of attention. Nor do my songs that I put on here because apparently I suck dick. So I'm pretty good at making people laugh. So let's just let's try this out. Uh, I'm I'm a weird guy. Sometimes I laugh at shit that I shouldn't laugh at, especially during inappropriate fucking times. I'll give you an example. I actually have a couple examples. First example, my grandfather. I love the guy to death. Speaking of death, he died a few years ago, and his name was Richard, and we were at his funeral, and it was a lovely service, nothing out of the ordinary. And I'm sitting there in the pew next to my brother, and then my mom and my dad, and then my grandma. And for whatever reason, everybody referred to him as Dick. And I'm sitting there, and the pastor steps up to the podium, and he was like, "Hello, everybody. We are here to remember Dick." And I fought back that first laugh. I was like, I fucking nudged my brother, and he nudged me back. That was the end of it. He starts talking to him. He was like, "All of our lives have drastically changed since Dick came into them. I've been touched by Dick. A lot of our congregation has been touched by Dick." I'm just sitting there in my seat. I'm just like, come on, man. Just say Richard. Just say Richard. You don't have to call him Dick. You gotta know how fucking messed up you fucking sound right now. This is church. Come on. I'm trying to grieve and you're making me laugh. And he starts talking about him and he's like, when he was a little Dick, he was a fun lad. And then when he grew into his teenage Dick years, he couldn't keep his hands off of himself. I'm just, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it at all. I was laughing out loud in the church while everybody else is crying. I fucking nudge my brother again, and he starts laughing because he hears me laughing. And now we look like a couple of fucking assholes laughing about Dick. So that was one of those times. Another time there was this little frail fucking sickly kid that was in my class. He was in my class for, well, 10, 11 years, and he passed away. He passed away when I was in 11th, 10th grade, whatever. Um, which I give him props for because I really expected him to fucking kick the bucket about 6 years prior, but he stayed strong. He coughed his way to fucking 11th grade, and our principal. Imagine, if you will, the principal from Beavis and Butthead. "Oh, God damn it, Beavis and Butthead, you're expelled!" That was our principal. He was bald, he was fat, he had fucking one googly eye, and the other one was kind of normal. So when he was talking to you, you didn't know if he was like looking at you or the fucking snack machine across the hallway. And he would breathe unfucking bearably heavy. Like, one time I got sent to the office, which frequently happened, and I I bullshitted my way out of it like I normally always do. And he reaches across the desk to get me a hall pass. And he reaches across his desk, and then by the time he gets back, he's like, go back to class. Because he was just a fat fuck. Alright? Anyways, this kid passed away, and he comes over to the announcements while I'm in German class, which I was in German 1 for 5 years because German is a joke language. And that's besides the point. That's besides the point. He comes across the announcements and is like, we have lost one of our students, and my condolences go out to his family and his friends, which was cool. It was really respectful of him to do and shit. And he decided to have a moment of silence for him. And what the fucking motherfucker failed to do was take his fucking finger off the button during that moment of silence. So here's what we hear. He was like, now if we can please lower our heads and take a moment of silence for so and so. And then all you hear over the loudspeaker is I just fucking crack up laughing hysterically. The only fucking person. And my German teacher looks at me like I fucking just committed the worst fucking crime in the world. And I look at her, I'm like, you don't fucking hear that? He could at least took his fucking finger off the goddamn button. I was in a moment of silence with him fucking Darth Vader in the background. I couldn't fucking help it. Anyways, this is the same principle that I once convinced that I didn't believe the Holocaust ever happened to get out of getting in trouble for making an anti-Semitic remark in class to my student teacher, who was a hair lip. And seriously, it was I can't even do it. I can't even do it. He was like from here to here he was a cat. From here to here he was Ben Affleck. From here to here he was Gilbert Gottfried. And we were discussing in class. There was a teacher who got in trouble for hanging up his 10 Commandments and having a Bible on his desk, and he got in trouble for it. And which I perfectly fucking understood, because there should clearly be a separation of church and state. And so I started making these horrible fucking racial comments. I'm just like, well, what if there was a Indian teacher and there was a student in class eating a fucking roast beef sandwich, and he was just like, oh, you're not allowed to have that in here. I'm Indian. That is my God. And the student teacher was like, Drew, all your offensive comments you can just keep to yourself. I was like, all right. And then I was like, well, what if there's a fucking Pakistani teacher and he had a fucking suicide vest hanging up in the closet? And he was like, Drew, if you say one more word, anything at all, I'm going to send you to the principal's office. Oh, I just said my name. I don't care. Anyways, I was like, all right. And as soon as he said that, it hit me. I was like, I got one. He was like, don't even say it. Don't fucking say it. I was like, can I whisper it to my friend Matt? And he was like, no, don't say it. I was like, all right. So I waited a couple of minutes, and then I whispered to my friend Matt. I was like, hey, Matt, you want to hear what I thought of? And he was like, no. So I just yelled it. I was like, what if there was a Jewish teacher and a student yelled, oh, it's hot as an oven in here? And that fucking student teacher fucking flew to my desk, drugged me out of the fucking class, told me to go to the principal's office. He was going to call the principal just to make sure I went. And because I would never go. I would just go and smoke a cigarette in the bathroom and then just come back like, oh, I learned my lesson and I'll be good. I go to the principal's office, and he is looking at me with the most fucking disgust that he has ever seen. I mean, he's half looking at me, half following a fly around the room. And he was like, what do you find funny about the death of 30 million Jewish people? You hate Jewish people? I was like, yeah, but that's besides the point. Statistically, there wasn't that many people on the planet back then. And there's a lot of people who do not believe that the Holocaust ever happened, which include myself. And he's like, what about all the documentation and the photographs and the eyewitness accounts? And I was like, those people were fucking paid off by the American government to just slander Germany. Alright? And those photos were probably photoshopped and all this other shit. And he just did not know how to fucking respond to that. And I was just sitting there, I was just like, yeah, I'm getting out of this. So he sends me back to class, and I fucking strut back into that classroom. I'm just like, yeah, that's right. Fuck Jewish people. I didn't get in trouble at all. Who's the bitch now? And I went like this. I let my gums dry. And I went like this. And then I winked at him. And that was that was the end of that story. So enjoy. I hope it made you laugh.